psychology changes when trading becomes your only income until you're there. You'll feel pressure in ways you've never felt before. If I could go back, I'd wait until I had 6 to 12 months of expenses saved, at least 2 back-to-back payouts, and a journal that proved I could survive different market conditions. I wanted freedom, but I rushed it. And in the process, I lost everything I'd worked so hard for. If you're listening to this, don't let one payout make you believe you're ready to go full-time. Prove it to yourself twice. Then maybe, you're ready. I stopped telling people I trade, not because I quit, but because the question that always follows is the same. So how much have you made? And truthfully, I don't have an answer that wouldn't choke me up. It's been 4 years. 4 years of marking charts, staring at candles, blowing accounts in silence. 4 years of telling myself, this next one will be different. I've passed prop challenges and lost them days later. I've gone weeks being disciplined, just to lose it all in one emotional afternoon. Nobody saw that part. Nobody saw the nights I stared at the ceiling, wondering if this was all just one long mistake. I remember my mom asking how my work was going, and all I could say was, it's fine. But it wasn't. It hasn't been for a long time. I've met parts of myself I did. The patient one, the greedy one, the liar, the addict. I still don't know which one I really am. I prayed over my charts. I've deleted and reinstalled MetaTrader so many times, thinking maybe a clean app would fix the mess in my head. I don't talk in trading groups anymore. I just scroll, watching everyone post wins, while I sit in silence, bleeding slowly. I don't share my trades, because every time I do, I lose. And I don't even celebrate wins anymore, because I know they usually come right before I blow it again. I've thought about quitting more times than I've actually traded, but something always pulls me back. Maybe it's obsession, maybe it's trauma, or maybe I've just sacrificed too much to walk away now. I've tied my self-worth to a candlestick chart. And no, I'm not profitable, but I've learned this much. Sometimes, surviving this long is the only profit you get.
I used to think the more trades I took, the better I'd get, the more profits I'd make, the closer I'd be to freedom. But the only thing I got better at was losing money. It started small. I'd see other traders posting 7 wins a day, challenge passed in 4 hours, back-to-back profits like clockwork. And I thought, I should be doing more. I'm not working hard enough. So I started forcing trades. Setup wasn't clean? Doesn't matter. News dropping soon? I'll be out before then. No confirmation, I'll take the risk anyway. Because in my head, doing nothing felt like failure. So I kept clicking. When I'm bored, I trade. When I'm frustrated, I trade. When I'm also down bad, I double down. I call it grinding, that I'm locked in. I told myself I was being aggressive, but let's be honest, I was just chasing setups that didn't exist, chasing the high of a winning trade, chasing the feeling that I was in control, when really, I was spiraling. I don't even remember how many times I blew my account, not because I had a bad strategy, but because I had no patience, no discipline, no breaks. Every time I lost a trade, I'd promise myself I'd stop, just cool off, take a walk. But 2 minutes later, I'd click, another trade, another mistake, then I'd lose that one too, and the spiral would start again. You ever feel that pit in your stomach after a trade? When you knew you shouldn't have taken it, but you took it anyway. That was my daily routine. I wasn't trading anymore. I was reacting, begging the market to fix my emotional damage. It never did. You know what overtrading actually gets you. Not more experience, not more profit, Just more pain, more sleepless nights, more self-blame, more moments staring at your screen, thinking, why the hell can't I stop doing this to myself? And the worst part, you know better, but you still do it. Because it's not about discipline at that point, it's about control. And when trading becomes your only way to feel in control, that's when you lose it all. If you're listening to this, and you're stuck in that cycle, I get it. I've been there. Hell, some days I'm still there. But I'm learning the best trade is often the one I skip, the one I wait for, the one that comes after I shut up, sit still, and let the market speak first. Overtrading doesn't make you better. It makes you bitter and broke and burned out. So next time you feel the itch to click, ask yourself if it's a setup or just your emotions asking to be heard. Because if you don't learn to be still in this game, you'll lose everything that matters and still think you're working hard.
I don't think people really understand how dangerous this game is until it's too late. I never took it seriously when traders said, Forex will humble you. Now, I understand. I don't even know how to type this without feeling like a complete failure. But I'll try. I lost everything through trading. It's not because I didn't know how to trade. Not because I didn't know risk management. Knowing something and doing something are two very different things. I lost everything because of me. Because I over-leveraged. It started with one trade. After I lost that trade, desperation kicked in. I felt this burning need to recover quickly. And that's the most dangerous mindset in trading. Instead of stopping, I kept fighting back, adding more, convincing myself the market had to turn. But it didn't. It swallowed everything. My account, my savings, months of effort, all gone. Do you know what it feels like to stare at your screen, watching your hard-earned money vanish, knowing you could have stopped, but you didn't? I felt empty, numb, broken. I can't lie. Suicidal thoughts crossed my mind. It's a dark place, one I wouldn't wish on anyone. That's when I realized trading isn't about the charts. It's not about indicators. It's not even about strategies. It's about you, your mind, your emotions, your discipline. Because if you can't control yourself, you'll never last in this game. People glamorize trading like it's fast cars, freedom, easy money. But the truth is, it can break you mentally long before it breaks you financially. Because when you blow an account, you don't just lose money. You lose confidence. You lose trust. Sometimes, you even lose faith in yourself. And I felt all of that. Every single part of it. Trading isn't easy. Don't let anyone deceive you. And the scariest part about getting better in it is realizing it never actually gets easier. But I have to say this. I'm still here. I haven't given up. Deep down, I know this isn't the end of my story. I believe God is using this pain to teach me discipline, patience, resilience. Yes, I've made mistakes. Yes, I've paid the price. But I still believe there's a reason I'm in this game. I know I can rise again, smarter, stronger, more disciplined. Because failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. So yeah, I lost everything, but I didn't lose myself completely. I'm still standing. I'm still in the game. And with God by my side, I believe I will make it.
I spent the entirety of this year so far losing trades. My MT5 history was all red every single month. As I made my way through my journey of learning how to trade, I was consistently a loser, and that consistency made me desensitize. to losing money. Don't get me wrong. When I was in the thick of it, it affected my mood greatly. At one point, as I'm sure we all have, I was beginning to think the market was out to get me, that I was being targeted. By the law of averages, I should be winning some of these trades, but it was consistent. It felt like a prank was being played on me. I put every waking minute into learning how to be a trader, and the result, demoralizing. As time went by, it got easier to lose. I had never once thought about giving up until a few weeks ago. It wasn't even a big loss. I was just tired of losing, tired of studying, tired of putting so much effort into something that, in all likelihood, I won't find success in, because most people don't. I was mentally checked out, so I gave myself the weekend to give it one last try. This was it. I promised myself, if this next trading week didn't work, I was done, for real. So I took the weekend, started with a clean slate, and completely flipped what I had been doing before. I learned a new strategy, one that was simple and made sense to me, and how I wanted to trade the market. I changed my mentality from taking trades as a day trader to opening positions as a swing trader and letting them turn into day trades if the conditions were met. And you know what? It worked. Not massively, but consistently. 66.6% win rate, quadrupled my account in 2 weeks, recovered half of everything I'd lost all year. But here's the thing, it wasn't the strategy that saved me, it was the journey, the late nights studying price action, the hours to other traders in Discord, the mental scars from blowing accounts, the mindset shifts, the humbling moments. It all built something inside me, not just knowledge, conviction. I stopped copying. I started building a system that made sense to me. My style, my way. And I'm still refining it, still learning. But now, I trust myself. I trust my reads. I know when to average down and when to cut. Not because I'm lucky, but because I've earned this intuition through pain. You want to know what really changed everything? I stopped trying to cheat the game. I fell in love with the process, not the profits. And here's the hardest truth I've learned. You will never feel a win as deeply as you'll feel a loss. My biggest wins, I felt nothing. But my early losses, they broke me. That's how you know you're finally growing, when the money doesn't shake you. Because this game, it's not about making fast cash. It's about mastering yourself. So if you're losing right now, if you feel tired, numb, burnt out, just know that's where every real trader is born. Stay in the game. Don't fake it. Build it. One scar at a time. They say, trust the process. But what if time's running out? And they also said, progress takes time. But every day, it feels like time is the one thing I don't have. Because while I'm still waiting for my breakthrough in trading, convincing myself that one day it'll all make sense, life outside these screens is moving on without me. Every time I go online and see traders my age or even younger posting payouts, funding screenshots, moving into apartments, buying cars, I don't feel inspired. I feel pressured. I feel behind, like I'm playing catch-up with my own destiny, like I'm the unserious one, like maybe I'm just not good enough. But the hardest part isn't even that. It's watching my mother grow old in front of me, while I have nothing to show. Every wrinkle on her face, every strand of grey in her hair feels like a countdown. Every day feels like I'm robbing her of the life she deserves. She believes in me more than I believe in myself. And that's what kills me, because that's the kind of pressure people don't talk about. Everyone says, trust the process, stay consistent, your time will come. But no one admits how heavy it feels when every day looks like nothing is changing. Sometimes I ask myself, am I really moving forward, or am I just surviving? Because truthfully, I don't just want success for me. I want to stop feeling like I'm failing the people who believed in me. And maybe this is the real confession of every trader who's in the trenches. We're not just fighting the markets, we're fighting time.
If you ask me what's kept me stuck for years in my trading journey, it's not strategy, it's not psychology, it's a sentence. Just one sentence I kept repeating to myself over and over, and it is: if they can do it, I can do it. They don't have two heads. That sentence has cost me more blown accounts than I can count. It starts the same way every time. Anytime I watch a YouTube video of some trader flip small accounts into big profit, like $10 into $1,000 in one day, or I see a screenshots, some guy turns $15 into $2,000 and all that, with clean chart, with all those their flex captions like, everything is possible in the market. And I sit there looking at it. At first, I feel depressed, like, why am I not doing that? Why am I still stuck on break-even weeks and failed challenges? But then the voice comes back. If they can, I can too. They don't have two heads. I've said that line so many times. It's practically tattooed on my trading soul. And here's the dangerous part. I actually believe it. I always believe it enough.
So, what am I waiting for on the charts? I am waiting for buys, but like you already know, 3750 psychological low. So, if and only if we can see price drop a little, it will give us a good chance to open a buy. Because now, if we just break this level, then there is a possibility that we'll just continue going high. But there is news today, and this news is unemployment claim, and the forecast is 233 and the previous is 231, which means more people have filed for unemployment. So if more people has filed for unemployment, it means that the US economy is not doing well, which goes to say that the dollar is not that strong. So because of this data, it is highly possible that what we are still going to see a bullish candle today. Yesterday, I said this thing that it is going to be, if you are on the live yesterday, I said this thing that it is going to be extremely impossible for this bearish candle to close below this one, because when that happens, it signifies a bearish move on a daily. which would trigger a lot of what sales. And we could see that we could see that manipulation where on a lower time frame it was selling aggressively, and then now a lot of people would have jumped into sales. But what did we see before the day ends? Before the day ends, market what? Reverse, right? So for me, before I will even start to think of I'm looking for sales, unless I see a daily trend change or reversal, that is the only time I am going to try to look for sales. Because like I said, the basic target for gold right now is 3,800. Like that is minimum. Why? Because futures price has already surpassed 3,800. So gold still has the ability to tap. So gold, the spot price still has the ability to tap on what? 3,000. Maybe after tapping this zone, before we will even see any proper pullback. So for now, it is just going to buy. The price has been going up so much. At a point, it needs to pull back. But trying to fight this bull move by looking for sells, then it's not a good thing, because the trend is upward. Fundamentally, everything which I've explained yesterday go by. So any pullback on a lower time frame is an opportunity to enter more buys. So any bearish setup on a lower time frame is just an opportunity to what? Look for more buys. The only time I might even consider trying to short gold is if we have price breaking these lows, like we see a full-blown daily candle closing like this. We see a daily bearish candle closing like this, then I might consider looking for lower time frame, maybe down to some of these prior lows here before another scale to the upside. Aside that, I am only going to be looking for buy. So now on a lower time frame, I know that now this is the it looks like what 1 2, because this one low, another low, so it looks like what this one should also sell, since the second touch has created a new low. People are also going to, like, typically people are going to map this level as break of change of character, so they are going to map this level as, because this level has failed, so they are going to map this level as change of character. And then now that price has pushed to this level, they will be expecting sales. But this level, it has played out already, and then it has been what? Run out. So for me, so far as it has played out and it has been run out, expecting sales it's not going to be my thing, because even though it can still sell, I am going to take this sell as my buying opportunity. So I am not going to try to enter sales here, because nothing stops this market from flying from here. We could simply break this level right now and then fly out. And then what will happen when we break this level? The target for this trend line breakout is definitely going to be what? The high of this trend line. So I am expecting that at least maybe it drops, but that does not mean that I am going to open sales because I am expecting it to drop. I am expecting it to drop to give me an opportunity to open a comfortable buy, right? So yesterday we had this aggressive sell just to what? Confuse buyers, because someone has opened a buy at this price, 3,700, and then the person is expecting maybe 4,000 or 8,000, 4,000 or 8,000. Then price went to almost 900 pips, and the person is still holding. So immediately the person begins to say this huge sales, the person will quickly close this trade. But all this on the daily or on the higher time frame, it is nothing. So the same scenario, we get a possible sell. Possible, that is if it happens. Then we buy. Either than that, from here